morning students. Today we are going to see lesson 1 part 3. Compare and contrast various definitions of economics. First we will see about the similarities between Marshall's definition and Robbins' definition. Marshall's definition is nothing but economics is the study of man in the ordinary business of life, and Robbins' scarcity definition, this means economics is the studies of human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce which have alternative uses during the time of scarcity or shortage. So the similarities between these two definitions are both the definitions are concerned with human behavior, both are concentrated on optimization. Marshall tells about the maximization of material welfare, and Robbins tells about the satisfaction by scarce resources. Now we are going to see about the different kinds of definitions given by different economists. That is, first is wealth definition given by Adam Smith. He is saying economics is the science of wealth, and the motivation is that economics is motivated by self-interest, religious and spiritual values are high. Is the introduction of labor, increased output means profit. Economic activities based on wealth. Well, next we will see about the welfare definition of Alfred Marshall. Welfare definition of Alfred Marshall is the study of mankind in the ordinary business life. The motivation is that it's about promoting welfare, not wealth. Welfare means service to the society. It is neutral between ends means satisfying the human wants, maximizing money benefits to material welfare, practical and neutral. And it is also a social science, means about the study of society. Next we will see the criticisms of wealth definition and welfare definition. The criticism of Adam Smith, that is, economics is a dismal science, means dark science, pig science. It teaches selfishness to the consumers, which is against ethics and moral values. It's very selfish. And next one we will see about the criticism of Alfred Marshall. Does not consider immaterial things. Welfare varies from person to person, country to country, and one another period. Next we will see about the definition of Robbins. Lionel Robbins is telling economics is a science. Economics is a science which studies human behavior, relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. It deals about science of choice means alternatives. Theory about the resources to allocate also will be seen by the scarcity definition. Next we will see material and immaterial activities of scarcity definition. Material and immaterial means Robbins believes in both material and immaterial activities to tackle the problems of choice, that is the scarcity and it tells about the alternative uses. Next we will see it is theoretical in nature science like physics and chemistry, etc. Both based on scarcity resources, the criticism is that it does not make any distinction between goods to human welfare, but it sees only itself. It is about the conducive to human welfare and goods that are not. Next we will see about the Samuelson's definition. Samuelson's definition is about the growth definition. Growth definition means the growth of the economy. It is the study of how men and society choose with or without use of money. Growth means about the enrichment and development of the society. To produce various commodity at right time and distribution, like for consumption for future, it covers the economic activities like production, distribution and consumption. Economics is as a social science in growth definition by Paul Samuelson. Lastly, we will see about the criticism. Samuelson definition is applicable only also in barter economy where money is not used. It is only by medium of money is the medium of exchange. Next we will see about the explain various divisions of economics. There are 4 divisions of economics, that is consumption, production, exchange and distribution. First we will see about the consumption. It's a starting point of economic activity. Production is started for the consumers. That a person needs a product, so the production is started. For example, books are needed for the students. So the production of books are done by the publishers. And next one, production is the transformation of inputs into outputs. Inputs mean putting the raw materials into production, and outputs is a profit. And exchange. Exchange is money is the medium of exchange. Nowadays we will pay the amount for the product and we will get the product. We are not in the barter system as before. Distribution studies about the factors of production. The factors of production are land, labor, capital and organization. These are the factors of distribution. Next we will see about the elaborate the nature and scope of economics. First we will see about the nature of economics. A law expresses a causal relationship between two or more than two phenomena. That is, it is a social law which relates to the branches of conduct. Strength of the motives can be measured by money price. Next one, economics is law is a physical science. It's about physical science means about physics, chemistry, that is facts. Next one, economic laws are not inviolable means never to be broken. Economics is the use of assumption remaining the same. Economics hypothetical example, when a speaker explaining a complicated topic, when it is put into more realistic, that is for example of the speeches of the politicians. Economics are most exact, precise and accurate. It has the facts and accurate data. Some economic laws are truism means obviously true. Next we will see about the scope of economics. Scope of economics is related to human activities and human behaviors. Economics is related to production, consumption and capital formation are called the basic economic activities of an economy. Next we will see about the flow chart. Are taken and the producers produce the product and it is distributed and exchanged by the money as a medium of exchange and the consumers consume it. This is the flow chart. Now we will see about the economic forces on the behavior and interaction among economic agents. Economic focus on the behavior and economic interaction among agents, individuals and group belonging to an economic system. That is the producer, consumers and the distributors. Human activities are related to wealth are not treated in economics, for example playing cricket for pleasure, mother's child care. These are the examples. Lastly we will see about the explain basic problems of the economy with the help of production possibility curve. What is production possibility curve means? There are some problems in production, isn't it? At times there are problems in production, so it has been a shortage in the product. So to overcome this purpose, the production possibilities curve is taken, that it will shows the menu of choice along which society can choose to substitute one good for another, assuming a given state of technology and given total resources. Choice between relatively scarce commodities due to limited productive resources with the help of a geometric device. There are some problems in economics, as I have told you in the last part, what and how much to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. The assumption is that when the production is made, there are some assumptions. There should be no change in time period. That the correct time of producing the production must be made. Fixed techniques of production. The same product will be purchased again and again by the consumers. Full employment is made when the production is going on. Only 2 goods can be produced from the given resources. So the production is going on continuously. Resources of production are fully mobile. It can be moved from one place to another. Given factors of production means land, labor, capital are the factors of production. Operation of law of diminishing returns. That is, when you consume a product, then what will happen? Your usefulness, your wants will decrease. If you are buying a sari, The same saree you won't buy again, isn't it? You are buying a dress. The same dress you won't buy again. So what will happen? You have a changes in your need, your wants. Next we will see about the production possibility schedule. The production possibility schedule means, first we will see about the quantity of food production in tons and number of car production. First you will see 6 production possibilities are given. That is, quantity of food production in tons is 0. The second one 100. Third one 200. And fourth one 300. So fifth one 400. Sixth one 500. But it is increasing. Why? We consume food products more and more. You will consume more and more food products. But in case of a car, number of car production, first 25 cars are produced, then 23. Why? The need of the cars will reduce. If one person is getting a car, he won't buy again and again another car, isn't it? So its number of car production is reducing. But you see in the food production, it is increasing, because food products we consume more and more. But number of car production, it will reduce. If a person is getting one car, he won't get another one car. Only for his need, he will get a car, so it will be stopped. So next one 23, 20, 15, 8, and next last one is 0. With this schedule, you will draw the diagram. I will tell you the diagram explanation. That is in x-axis, quantity of food is shown in x-axis and the number of cars is shown on y-axis. The different 6 production possibilities are shown by as point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With all these points, you will join the curve and you will a maximum 500 tons of food can be produced given the existing technology. Next we will say, but in case of producing car, all the resources are used. But in production of food product, it will be reduced. If we are willing to give up some food, we can have some cars. With this, I will finish this lesson, and we will start in the next class with the next lesson. Thank you, children. God bless you.